Well, I'm going to talk about my first completed game of 2020, Axiom Verge. We were talking about this before, Nick, and said, hey, we've got to play this before Axiom Verge 2 comes out. We've got until fall, and I thought, right, no, I'm going to get on it and get it done, and I have. It's a 2D action metroidvania. Story is that there's this time traveler, is a race of soldier robots attacked by this guy called Athetos, and you come to their aid via this accident on Earth with multi-dimensions and lasers. You're some sort of scientist who gets blown into their dimension, and you end up helping them. And it basically plays like Metroid does, you know? There's this huge open map. You can go from place to place. You'll come to certain sections which you know instantly, I can't get up there because I need like a high jump. I need a certain upgrade or item to get past this, and that will open up another world typically, or little areas which you can pick up upgrades. For the vast majority of its time, this game runs flawlessly. It's a good looker. It's one of those kind of 8-bit, 16-bit games which wouldn't be possible on hardware back then. Some of the bosses are beautiful, you know, screen-filling bosses, the animation, fluid motion, their attacks, and it really looks spectacular for what it is. One guy, Tom Happ, in it. He's made this game, and absolutely amazing what he's done with it. Except sometimes you'll get some weird frame glitches, but not the entire game, just your character. Now, I don't know if he did this intentionally, because the game is about, you know, you're a kind of a scientist, basically, that's come into this multi-dimension, and one of your implements of your guns you're holding is to glitch the area. So there'll be like a heavy pixelated area which you can then shoot your gun at and turn it back to normal, or you can shoot normal looking enemies into these pixelated messes, which changes the properties of the enemies, and it might turn the enemy worse, it might turn the enemy into something helpful for you. For example, there are these little blue enemies that are wall huggers, and if you get near, they shoot a red laser which damages you. Now you shoot them with this glitch gun, and they end up shooting a blue laser which will burst open certain segments of weak walls, which is like opening up another area for you. So there's these weird glitches with your character when he goes invisible now and again. And I've noticed it does happen when things get intensive on screen. So the frame rate is, you know, the boss is blasting off, or there are loads of enemies on the screen, everything is running smoothly, and then there's this weird glitch with your character. It looks really strange. I don't know if he did it intentionally, but it is off-putting when your character completely disappears and you don't know where you are. And happened more often than I'd like as well. So the main part of this game is the collectibles. And there are hundreds of them. And they're hidden too well. For most of the game, I went through it myself. There are times when you come to dead ends, and this is what I don't like about Metroidvania games. I like them for the most part. It's that you come to an area where I don't know what to do here. I'm walking over the entire map for an hour and a half, and I don't know where to go. I don't know how to progress it. I don't know how to get to the next area. So I've had to consult a walkthrough of some sort. You know, and little hint, and people do get stuck in this part. I needed this power up, which is hidden behind this wall to progress. So I got a higher jump to get past this part. And that's the problem, is that the collectibles are so well hidden, you would have no indication. Like, I've forgotten the game we were talking about before, Nick, where we said, oh, yes, you can notice there's a wall there that it needs to be blown apart. Or Demon's Crest, there's a wall there that needs to be blown apart. I know it is. I need to get a specific weapon to do it. In this, there's no indication whatsoever. I would never have known there was anything there, and I'd say for about 60-70% of the pickups in this game, they're all hidden in some insidious places. Now, I know most of them are just like health pickups. You can either get a large health pickup, which instantly makes your health meter go up, or you get these small health pickups, which you collect 6, then your health goes up, and you get other ones like power-ups, which will make your shooting and jumping higher, and the other pickup they give various amounts of is weapons. The weapons in this game are so cool. They're about, I'm trying to think, you get a weapon wheel. So when you use the R stick, you can select from one of your weapons on the weapon wheel. At the end of the game, I had about 20 different weapons. And each one is diverse, and you can think of any kind of metroidvania and the kind of weapon they've had in the past, and it's in this game. From missiles, homing missiles, to lightning bolts, to short-range weapons, long-range weapons, iron cannons. It's all in there. Absolutely amazing selection of weapons. And then the other pickups, which are the really, really well-hidden ones, are diary notes, which expand upon the story, why you're there, how you got there, and who this Athetos is, and who these big soldiers are. I've forgotten the name of them. As you're going through the story, it's worth picking these pickups, and I'd recommend having a walkthrough just to build the lore of the world, because without those diary elements, you do lose a lot of the story. Bosses, though, apart from one boss, which was a flying wasp, I had no problems whatsoever. There are a lot of bosses where there's a couple of platforms in front of you which act as shields. So you get a huge boss to the right-hand side of the screen, for example. You're on the left, and you can basically get yourself into a position where the boss can't hit you, but you can hit the boss, and you're just cheesing it. Complete bullet sponges, the bosses, but there's always a place, apart from this one boss, this giant wasp, which I probably beat upon my 5th attempt. You can just cheese them. Everything is just and my health, when they hit you, your health isn't going down too much. I found them weirdly easy. Going back to Super Metroid, which I never finished, I come to some bosses in that, and they annihilated me. And it's that kind of thing like, oh, I'm not ready for this. I got to go and find something else to beat this boss. Not so here. So it is Metroidvania in that it's got a huge map, but the way you go through the bosses seem more linear. You're always ready for them. You've always had enough pickups to fight the next boss. Enough weapons, enough energy, enough whatever. A little too easy. So apart from backtracking problems, I completed it 93%. Only 26 deaths, which is unusual for me on a Metroidvania. Think of Hollow Knight, hundreds and hundreds of deaths on that. And it took me about 15 hours, maybe over 15 hours, 16, 17 hours. Not too long. Didn't overstay its welcome. But you will need a walkthrough. Overall, I did enjoy my time with it, even through its niggles. Nick, you were going to play this. Are you going to stick with it?
Yeah, I would like to play it. I will get it eventually when it goes on sale, like everything else. So, yes. I've got it on Steam, actually. I think I said last time, I've got it on Steam.
Yeah.
I've had it for years, and I've just never played it. So, I will. Before number 2 comes out, I'll definitely go through it.
Yeah, find a nice walkthrough, though. It's worth picking those health pickups and stuff like that, Otherwise you'd miss easily 75% of the game, otherwise. Greg, have you played Axiom Verge?
I've actually played it very, very briefly. That must have been about 10, 15 minutes, because my brother has it. I think he has the physical version, so I played it at his. And like you said, like the items are mapped to the right stick.
Yeah.
And like this problem's on me. You can't really blame the game for this. And I think you can maybe remap the buttons anyway.
Yes, you can.
But like in like that 10 or 15 minutes, I would say probably about 6 times. Like I was just playing along and like jumping, and like my thumb would just nudge the stick ever so slightly, and it brought up the menu, and it just like it interrupted the flow, and that happened constantly.
That happened quite a lot through my playthrough as well. It's not just you. And when you hit the right stick, it doesn't matter what direction you hit it in, it pauses the game. It brings up the menu, the game pauses, which gives you then time to select the weapon and then press the shoot button to select, the jump button, which is B. This is another flaw with the game. B is the select button.
Oh, God.
That is just a crime, crime. And you can change the buttons, yes you can, but mapped to the B button, for Christ's sake. Change that for the sequel, Tom. Yes, it is fun. Apart from those, there are some tricky platforming elements where you can jump and hold down to get maximum height. Then you get this kind of teleport glitch, which is double tap up, for example, and you glitch upwards. And then you've got, when Samus's morph ball in this, it's called a drone, which looks like an alien face hugger from the movie without the tail. So it's like this bug type thing. So there are extremely high platforms you'll never know about, but on a walkthrough it'll show you. And then you jump, double jump glitch, then throw your drone up, change to your drone. Once you're in the air, you can teleport yourself to where the drone is by pressing X. You teleport yourself to the drone, so you're in the air, then use your grapple hook. Some of the dexterity in it is phenomenal, and some of it is just too difficult. But once you can link together some moves like that, it feels really good. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a like if you've enjoyed our content. You can also check out our other great content on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the N-E Café podcast from all good podcast providers. Just follow the links in the description below.